what's happening around the world.
And what's happening here at home. A very good evening. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I am Rochelle Pramodana.
And I'm Sandra Ferdinando. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Sri Lanka women's team secures direct qualification for the next ICC Women's ODI World Cup after 16 years. Moody's upgrades Sri Lanka's credit rating. ASPI of the Colombo Stock Exchange surpasses 15,000 points. Department of Motor Traffic issues report on defects on the ill-fated bus which caused the deaths of 3 people in Hatton. Bus was not roadworthy, probes reveal. Triforce's personnel removed from security details of former presidents from today. Former Minister S.M. Chandrasena joins the Sarva Jana Balaya, appointed one of the deputy leaders.
In a top story for tonight from sports, Sri Lanka secured a direct qualification for Women's World Cup for the first time in 16 years today. The Sri Lanka women's cricket team secured the 5th place in the ICC Women's Championship to achieve this feat.
Australia completed a 2-0 ODI series whitewash against hosts New Zealand earlier today. This result means Australia cemented its spot at the summit of the ICC Women's Championship with 39 points. The top 6 teams of the ICC Women's Championship cycle will qualify directly for the ICC Women's ODI World Cup 2025, set to be held in September next year and will take place in India. Sri Lanka, placing 5th on the table, claimed direct qualification for the tournament. Sri Lanka achieved direct qualification for a World Cup last in 2008. Meanwhile, the touring Sri Lanka men's team won both warm-up games against the New Zealand 11 today. The first warm-up encounter, a T20 fixture, which was played in Lincoln, was won by the visitors by 7 wickets. The subsequent T10 encounter held at the same venue also saw the Sri Lankans claiming victory by 32 runs. The 17-member Sri Lanka ODI squad for the limited overs series against hosts New Zealand was named today. Charit Asalanka will lead the Sri Lankans. Kusal Janit Pereira, Dinesh Chandimal, Banuka Rajapaksa, Matisha Patirana, Nuwan Tushara and Binura Fernando, who were selected for the T20 squad touring New Zealand, have been omitted from the ODI squad. Instead, Dunit Vellalage, Nuwanidu Fernando, Mohammad Shiraz, Lahiru Kumara, Janit Lianage, Nishan Madushka and Eshan Malinga have been named in the squad.
Credit ratings agency Moody's has raised Sri Lanka's long-term foreign currency issuer rating.
Credit ratings agency Moody's today raised Sri Lanka's long-term foreign currency issuer rating to CAA1 from CA with a stable outlook after the country's creditors approved a $12.55 billion debt overhaul last week. Moody's said, and I quote, "Sri Lanka's credit fundamentals have improved over the past 2 years. External vulnerability and government liquidity risk have both declined from elevated levels," unquote. The rating action marked the conclusion of a review Moody's initiated last month, in which it had indicated a possible upgrade. Fitch Ratings also upgraded Sri Lanka's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating to CCC Plus from restricted default.
The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange surpassed the 15,000 mark today.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
The Colombo Stock Exchange's all-share price index, or the ASPI, surpassed the 15,000 mark today, reaching a record-breaking 15,020.61 points at the close of the market. The S&P SL20 index also rose to 4,498.42 points. A turnover of 8.4 billion rupees was recorded by the end of trading today.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
With less than 48 hours to go for Christmas Day, Christians across the world are eagerly preparing to welcome the much anticipated day. The excitement is no less in Sri Lanka as Christmas celebrations have already begun in many parts of the island.
Christian devotees in Sri Lanka and across the globe await the dawn of Christmas Day, with many flocking to Petta to fulfill last-minute shopping requirements.
වෙන අවුරුදු වලට වැඩි ගණන් අඩුයි බඩු. නැත්තල මේ පාර ගොඩක් සතුරෙන් කට්ටිය සමරයි.
සාමාන්‍ය මේ දවස්වල පොඩ්ඩක් බිස්නස් එකක් තියෙනවා. ගිය අවුරුද්දට වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳයි.
මේ පාර දෙයිනේ කියලා අපිට සරුවට තියෙනවා. මේ පාර ජනවරිත් අපේ කොම ලස්සන සමරනවා.
මේ බිස්නස් එක හොඳ ජයට තියෙනවා.
Large crowds gathered at depots and other public transport hotspots to travel to their hometowns for Christmas.
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දෛනික බස්
Around 1,500 to 2,000 buses operate daily. We intend to add around 50 buses based on the requirement of passengers. We have more buses to operate if demand continues to increase. We have assigned buses in a manner where seats can be allocated for long-haul journeys. The hotline is 1315. A counter booking platform is also available to book seats.
Meanwhile, a special train operation plan for the holiday season has also been launched with additional train journeys. NJ Indipolage, Deputy General Manager of Railways, said a special train journey to Badulla and Colombo Fort has been assigned on the night of the 27th of December. On the 28th of December, a special train will operate to Badulla in the morning, and an extra journey from Badulla to Colombo Fort has been assigned on the 29th night. The Deputy General Manager also said additional carriages will be added to the Intercity Express train travelling to Jaffna and the Yal Devi Express train.
Christians in Sri Lanka were seen gearing up for Christmas with stunning lights and festive decorations.
Here's a glimpse at how different cities are celebrating Christmas around the world.
As we count down to Christmas, let's take a moment to talk about one of the season's cherished traditions, sending Christmas cards to your loved ones. Where did the practice begin and why do we see fewer of them today? Newsfirst Theruni Kaunaratna files this report.
Have you too received Christmas cards from your loved ones? It's certainly an experience of a kind, the feeling of opening the envelope and reading the wonderful messages written inside. Christmas cards certainly add so much more love and bonding during the festive season. Now, how exactly did this wonderful tradition come around? Let's take a look. The The tradition of sending Christmas cards dates back to 1843 in Victorian England. Sir Henry Cole, a civil servant, commissioned the first card as a way to send holiday greetings to his friends and family. It featured a festive scene and a simple message: a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. The idea quickly gained popularity and became a beloved way to spread cheer during the holidays. Fast forward to today. While the tradition still lingers, the era of Christmas cards seems to be fading. This year, we asked the vendors about it. We visited the bustling streets of Petta, particularly busy this time around the year.
ඒක ඇවිල්ලා ඇත්තටම පෞගියාවේ ඇවිල්ලා ඒක ගොඩක් ප්‍රචලිතයි. මේ වෙනකොට අර තාක්ෂණයේ දියුණුවත් එක්ක ඒ කියන්නේ ෆෝන් එක හරහා තියෙන අර ප්‍රවණතාවය වැඩි වීමෙන්ද අර කුඩා ළමුන් ඉඳන් වැඩිහිටියන් දක්වා තියෙන අර ඒකට තියෙන අවකාශය අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා.
ක්‍රිස්මස් කාඩ්ස් විතරක් නෙමෙයි හැම ග්‍රීටින් කාඩ් එකක්ම දැන් අඩුයි. ඔක්කොම ෆෝන්ස් වලින් WhatsApp වලින් යවන එක ලේසි කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ විදිහට දාලා යවනවා. කෙනෙක් දෙන්න කියන පරණ කට්ටිය ඒ වගේ හොයාගෙන එනවා. දැන් අලුත් සමගේ ඒ තරම් ඔකට දැක්මක් නැහැ දැන්.
දැන් ඉතින් ජෙනරේෂන් එක වෙනස්නේ. දැන් ඉස්සර ටිකක් පහසුකම් අඩුයි. දැන් ඉතින් WhatsApp වලින් මෙහෙන් අපි විශ් කරන්න පුළුවන්නේ. ඒක අර දියුණුව නෙමෙයි මම නම් සමහරලාට හිතන්නේ. ඒක දියුණුවක් කියලා හිතන්නත් බෑ ඉතින්. අර පරණ තිබ්බ සිස්ටම් එක වෙනස් වෙලා. චාරිත්‍ර ඔක්කොම වෙනස් වෙලා.
තාක්ෂණයේ දිනුවත් එක්ක ක්‍රිස්මස් කාඩ් නිවිය කාඩ් නැතුව ගියා. දානවා බොහොම චුට්ටයි.
නත්තල් කාඩ් දැත්තම නැතු කියන්නේ. ඒක මොකද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් ඉන්නේ ගස් ඉතරයි. කාඩ් නැහනේ දැන් කිසිම තැනක නැහනේ. දැන් මේ පාර විතරනේ ගිය සැරෙත් නැහනේ. ඊට උඩින් සැරෙත් නැහැ. මේ කාඩ් එක දැන් නැහැ මේක. ඒ ඔක්කොම හොයන්නේ නත්තල් ගස් නත්තල් බඩු ගස් වලනේ තමයි හොයන්නේ.
නත්තල් කාඩ් නැහනේ සර් දැන් අවුරුදු ගානකින් ඉඳලානේ. කියන්න නම් දන්නේ නැහැ නත්තල් කාඩ් ගහන්න මේ ලේන් එකේ තමයි ගැහුවේ නත්තල් කාඩ්. දැන් නෑ.
Digital greetings, rising postage costs and changing lifestyles have all played a role in the decline of this once popular custom. Indeed, many people still cherish the joy of receiving a handwritten card in the mail. However, with technology offering convenience and sustainability concerns prompting some to avoid paper, the future of Christmas cards may lie in more eco-friendly, innovative designs. In a fast-paced world, a simple card can still carry a heartfelt message. Sometimes it's those little things that mean the most. A Merry Christmas to you all.
Welcome back to the news. The bus recently involved in a fatal accident in Malyappu, Hatton, has been confirmed to have been operating in an unsafe condition. This was following an inspection by Nuwara District Chief Motor Vehicle Inspector Daminda Senanayaka.
The bus was subject to inspection by the Chief Motor Vehicle Inspector following a request made by the officers of the Hatton Police Traffic Division.
ඒක වදින්න නැති අර එක මේ අර මේ ටිකල් මේ වදින්න නැති මිනිස්සු මේ කීයත්තලේ වගේ රවුමක් තියෙන රවුම රවුම් මේ සීට් එකයි මේ පිටිපස්සේ සීට් එක විතරයි සර් ආවේ නැත්තේ අනිත් ඔක්කොම
According to Newsfirst correspondents, the Chief Motor Vehicle Inspector confirmed that the door next to the driver's seat had been malfunctioning for some time. The CCTV camera in the bus captured footage of the driver suddenly falling out of the moving bus. At the time, the driver was not wearing a seat belt. During today's inspection, it was revealed that the driver's seat did not have a seat belt. It was found that several parts of the bus had been secured using metal bars, which contributed to significant injuries to many passengers. Many seats on the bus had detached during the accident as well. The Chief Motor Vehicle Inspector confirmed that this was due to the seats being improperly installed, failing to follow standard bus seating specifications. The police said that legal action will be taken against the bus owner under charges of operating a malfunctioning vehicle, and the case will be taken up before the Hatton Magistrates Court. The accident occurred when the private bus travelling from Hatton to Kandy rolled down a 20-foot precipice in Malyapu, Hatton.
From the 1st of January to the 13th of December 2025, a staggering 2,243 fatalities were reported due to road accidents. Out of the 22,967 accidents recorded during this period, 2,141 were fatal.
Can we prevent these accidents?
Speeding, reckless driving and driving under the influence of alcohol have all contributed to the alarming rise in road fatalities.
A recent investigation has revealed that drivers falling asleep at the wheel are significant factors behind many of these accidents.
What is the current situation?
Falling asleep due to extreme tiredness is a major concern according to Section 169 of the Motor Vehicles Act. Workers engaged for 24-hour shifts must rest at least for 10 hours. Additionally, during the remaining hours of their shift, drivers must take a 30-minute break every 4 hours to avoid these risks. During the festive season, many people go on long trips. Often drivers do not get adequate rest, which severely impairs their reaction time and judgment. Drivers may be navigating unfamiliar roads, which could include sharp bends, hills or poorly suited routes for large vehicles. In some cases, drivers may be even under the influence of alcohol or other substances, exacerbating the danger. The number of accidents, especially during the holiday season, has surged as a result. As I mentioned earlier, long-distance travel often involves unpredictable conditions. It's crucial to ensure that vehicles are properly maintained and have undergone necessary safety checks to reduce the likelihood of accidents. Failing to do so can significantly increase the risks. An island-wide operation to inspect vehicles, including buses, commenced today. More than 7,000 motor traffic officers have been deployed for this initiative. Police said that the operation will continue 24/7 during the festive period. The police have launched two hotlines, 119 and 1997, for reporting any reckless driving or traffic violations. Additionally, the public can contact officers directly through their mobile phone numbers or send videos of traffic offences via WhatsApp. For further details, you can visit our website at www.newsfirst.lk.
News First, with the people.
A group of legal professionals from the Organization of Lawyers to Protect Public Funds filed a complaint at the police headquarters today, urging an investigation into individuals involved in the misappropriation of the presidential fund.
Several members of parliament have taken significant sums of the president's fund, and these requests were made through proper channels. However, the critical issue is whether any fraud or misconduct occurred in the process. Our purpose here is to investigate whether there is evidence of fraudulent activity. The misuse of this fund constitutes a criminal offence under the Bribery Act. The corruption involved has caused harm to the government, largely due to political pressures exerted by certain politicians who appear to have gained personal benefits. This situation clearly meets the criteria for corruption under the provisions for the new anti-corruption law.
A decision has been reached to remove members of the Triforces assigned to the security detail of the former presidents, effective today. The Ministry of Defence said that instructions have been given to the commanders of the Triforces to implement this change.
Effective today, the security duties of former presidents will be handled by the Sri Lanka police. According to the police, a sufficient number of police officers have been deployed to ensure the safety of former presidents. A threat assessment will be conducted every 6 months and security measures will be adjusted accordingly based on that assessment. Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala, in a special address to Parliament recently, said that members of the tri-forces assigned to the security details of former presidents will be removed.
Former Cabinet Minister S.M. Chandrasena today joined the Sarvajana Balaya as one of the party's deputy leader.
S.M. Chandrasena represented the Anuradhapura district in Parliament from 2001 to 2024. Over the years, he has held several key ministerial roles in the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna government and contested the recent general election under the New Democratic Front.
I'm truly delighted to be here today, standing alongside our brother who has been deeply engaged in political activities for many years. It is an honor to join forces with former ministers, state ministers, parliamentarians and also our legal expert and parliamentarian Dilith Jayavira. Under his leadership, Sarvajana Balaya is making a significant stride in this important political movement. I have also reviewed his policy statement, listened to his speeches in Parliament and carefully considered the issues he addresses in his meetings. His approach resonates with our own ideals and he undoubtedly offers the leadership that this country needs. It is clear that Sarvajana Balaya represents that leadership. This is why I am proud to serve as one of the deputy leader of this party. Regardless of the party I have worked with in the past, I have always committed myself to this political struggle and I will continue to do so until we achieve victory.
We welcome S.M. Chandrasena, a distinguished political figure who has been actively involved in Sri Lanka's political landscape for decades. His political journey began 30 years ago when he served as the opposition leader of the Ipologama Pradesh Sabha, and since then he has consistently represented the national and left-wing movements. Over the years he has built a successful career including serving as a cabinet minister. Today, as the Janata Vimukti Peramuna and NPP join forces, we challenge the outdated views of older politicians who oppose this unity. We are proud to welcome S.M. Chandrasena into Sarvajana Balaya, confident he will play a key role in strengthening and advancing our movement. We are honored to welcome S.M. Chandrasena, a leader with a wealth of experience in practical politics. His name is well known across the Anuradhapura district, where he has humbly worked alongside the people, whether in villages, Gram Seva divisions, Pradeshia Sabhas or electoral districts. He is a capable leader who deeply understands the concerns of the public and is adept at finding solutions to their problems.
South Korea's main opposition party threatened today to impeach acting president Han Duck-soo if he failed to proclaim a law to launch a special council investigation into President Yoon Suk-yeol's failed bid to impose martial law.
South Korea's main opposition party, which has accused acting president Han Duck-soo of aiding Yoon's martial law attempt and reported him to police, said it would immediately initiate impeachment proceedings against the acting president if the legislation was not promulgated by tomorrow. Democratic Party floor leader Park Chan-dae told a party meeting, referring to Yoon, quote-unquote, "The delays show that the Prime Minister has no intention of complying with the Constitution and it is tantamount to admitting that he is acting as a proxy for the insurgent." Prime Minister Han has taken over from the suspended Yoon, who was impeached on the 14th of December and faces a constitutional court review on whether to oust him. With a majority in Parliament, the opposition Democratic Party passed a bill this month to appoint a special council to pursue charges of insurrection, among others, against the conservative Yoon and to investigate his wife over a luxury bag scandal and other allegations.
Generators for long-term rent. Multiways Engineering Private Limited.
Fishing nets donated by the Chinese government were distributed today to fisherfolk in the northern province.
A total of 870 fisherfolk from Kilinochi received fishing nets during a ceremony held at the district office of the Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. A total of 5,220 fishing nets are said to be distributed across Kilinochi. Additionally, the Chinese government also provided fishing nets to fisherfolk in Pasayur, Jaffna. The Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources distributed fishing nets to 171 fisherfolk, with each receiving 6 nets.
Vegetable prices have dropped at the Dambulla Economic Centre.
Traders said that a large supply of vegetables arrived today in preparation for the upcoming holiday season, contributing to a drop in prices for several vegetable varieties.
Today we are seeing a slight drop in prices. The supply has increased while demand remains stable. Ahead of the holiday season, many traders have brought in a large quantity of goods. Vegetables that were expected to sell out yesterday and the day before have also been sold today. As a result, prices have fallen slightly. Currently, the market activity has slowed down, but once it picks up again, we expect to sell at somewhat lower prices.
Representatives of the Inter-University Students' Federation visited the Ministry of Commerce today, demanding that the Mahapula scholarship premium be increased to Rs 10,000.
In 2015, a university student had to pay around Rs 75 for their daily food consumption. However, at present, a student studying in the university has to pay around Rs 360 for their daily food consumption. But even in such a backdrop, the Mahapula scholarship premium increased in the year 2015 continues as Rs 5,000. We are asking the government to intervene to increase the Mahapula scholarship premium to 10,000 rupees. We hope that this government will listen to these and provide a favorable solution.
And with that, we wrap up news for tonight.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
Building a brighter future for the children of Sri Lanka, one project at a time. 11th September 2024.